Hey everyone, so I'm a little bit ill, but I've got a scheme, and that scheme is basically I'm going to put out some old work as a zine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to document the process so that if you ever want to make your own DIY punk rock self-published photo book, you'll have all the skills you need to do it, which is pretty cool. Because for a really long time, this kind of information has been, well, gatekept to hell, and the kind of people who had it wanted to basically take 20, 25 grand from you to make a photo book and in return give you a couple of hundred copies, and the maths just doesn't work. So hopefully with what I'm doing and what I'm showing you, let's say you made a decent hardback book, you can do like I did. Hopefully you crowdfund it for like 6, 7 grand. You 200 maybe go for the pre-orders and you got 300 to sell. You do that rough math, you sell it for 40 quid, that's about 12 grand. So there is a way to make money in photo books as a photographer. So yes, take your power back, okay? So what I've written here is a little plan of the steps you need to make a photo book. I'm going to end up putting that on my website. The zine I'm going to make is based on work I shot in 2013 at the Bilderberg kind of get-together in London, which was a hotbed for all kind of the conspiracy theorists, which is funny because like back then this was a very kind of fringe event, and that kind of mentality, wow, went mainstream, didn't it? So there's some pretty cool photos in there. Obviously the first thing I did was had to kind of find the negatives, which was kind of hard because my negatives are just kind of thrown in boxes, which is a bit of a nightmare. But hey, when you're a skimp photographer, you can't catalogue or pay for contact sheets. This is how it is. The good news is I only shot 6 rolls. It's only 6 rolls of film, and on my Mamiya RZ67, that was 60 photos. So the edit is going to be relatively easy for me, okay? So, okay, you're going to make a photo book, you want some inspiration. Now, I've never actually published a zine before. That's not actually true. I've got a little exhibition catalogue that I made for my infrared work that was showing at the Four Corners Gallery in East London. So, yeah, I have done something a little bit like a zine, but so far it's just been kind of big old hardback books. Now, for inspo, I've got Lucy Helton, this great book about fire in a forest, and there's a little smudge of a thumbprint on the cover, which I thought was quite cool. Rob Stoffard's Tilbury, which is PUR bound. And the one thing of PUR I've got to watch out for is the gutter. If you try to do a double page spread, stuff could get lost. Obviously, with Rob's work, what they did was they just put it, so yeah, each photo was on one page. Cafe Raw books, obviously no introduction needed. I'm planning to do a series of zines, so it's nice the way they've been consistent with the cover design on all these ones. In the same way, Another Place Press's Field Note series, again, very consistent, sort of no text in it, and then the text at the back. So I've got Downward and Claudia Leisinger's here, and again, doesn't that look nice? So I might have to be inspired by that. And finally, Overlaps, publishing El Dorado by Melissa Aras, and again, some nice stuff in here. Not to mention just the design and the layout, but little cool things like this. So again, I'll be looking at that for the way it's been kind of laid out. There we go. A big struggle I had over the years, I mean, I didn't really self-publish my first hardback book until I was 41 years old, and that was this, In a Garden to England. And the next book's about to come out, which is called When in the Lone Star State, and again, that was an archive of work made in Texas. But for a zine, I'm not going to print it offset, I'm going to print it digitally, because I'm not making that many copies. So this was printed by Mixam. It's when I was experimenting with a square format one. They used to do this for free, which is pretty cool, an A4 sheet. So again, just sort of looking at the quality there. I mean, it's a shame that sort of fold. You can see the gutter of the other photo. So it's okay. I'm going to try and probably pay for another one of those. And then obviously this is printed by XYZ. And yeah, the quality was amazing. So I've got a quote from them as well. And the quotes I've got right now, man, for like 100 copies, about 40 pages, they're floating anywhere between 250 and 360 quid. Which is pretty good, right? So yeah, there we go.